Let's take the mute off, shall we? Good morning. Welcome back. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me for day 13 of our 21-day series. We are conquering overwhelm, and this is our 21-day path to resilience, the live series that I have created. After I created this workbook resource, I knew that we needed to work through this together, because it comes at a time when I need it just as much as I believe you do. So thank you for joining me. My name is Susie Vine. I am a stress buster, and I am here to inspire you to have a more empowered relationship with stress. So if you do not have your Conquering Overwhelm workbook, you can download this 40-page resource for free for a limited time only. You can use the link that is in the video description and make it your own. So I encourage you to go ahead and do that. You will not get a ton of emails from me, I promise, but you will be able to download the workbook and then follow along with us in the 3x Less Stress YouTube page. The channel, or within the Live with Less Stress Facebook group, where we continue the conversation there as well. So I do encourage you to do that if you are jumping in midstream, but if you have been playing along with me, then welcome back. I am so grateful to you for sharing your experiences, your comments, and letting me know how this is landing for you. I'm hearing about some great aha moments, how timely this is. I feel exactly the same. This is exactly what I needed when I needed it. You know, synchronicities are incredible. And I love how the universe just conspired to tell me it was time to create this. And I knew that I needed to put it on the calendar. Even so in flow, in that the days align with the dates on the calendar. So it's saving me some math. So today, day 13, with no more fuss about it, let's go ahead and dig in. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. So I'm not going to end the meeting for all because I am far from finished. Here's the button. Let me pull up the workbook. Now I've created this workbook so you can print it if you like, or you can save it and then fill in the text fields and hit save your progress as you work through it with us. So I hope that you are taking full advantage of this workbook. Here's the beautiful cover together. We are conquering overwhelm. Yesterday on day 12, we took a little look at emotional awareness. So I do hope that you took the opportunity yesterday to track that through the course of the day. And this is a page 25, that if you wanted to print out multiple copies and get into the habit of doing this for yourself, then I do highly recommend it. I might go ahead and pull this out as a unique resource, maybe make a little booklet of, say, 7 or 21 of these so that you can track over time, because that's really where you get the power of looking back and discovering patterns. When does your energy tend to bottom out? When do you struggle to have better moods? What might you be eating, or how much are you moving when you notice these trends? It can be really insightful. So I kept a couple of notes through the course of yesterday, and I'm feeling inspired to come back to this tracking process. And then today we are going to take a look at positive reappraisal. That's a fancy name for a lovely exercise that I think can be really powerful. If you are somebody who tends to ruminate on past experiences or relive situations or conversations in your head, you wish you might have said something differently, you wish other people might have treated you differently, you just tend to get stuck in the past and continue worrying about these. Or even if you tend to struggle with anxiety and you start to create future situations in which the worst has come to pass. So this is an invitation to you to take a look at a situation, probably in the past, but again, if you're somebody who starts to write the worst case scenario before it has even happened, then perhaps you want to think about the future. But for today, it might be easier to think about a situation where you have yourself had this kind of experience, you're still reliving it, you're still going through what he said, she said, you did, how this all came to pass and where you are now as a result of it. Because when we get stuck in this loop, this is really, it holds back our energy and it keeps our emotions stuck in situations where we can't improve them, right? We think the past is done, we've closed the page on it, but these stories continue to follow us and these emotions can continue to be triggered. And sometimes what we are being triggered by in the present moment is a story that has happened in the past, or it ties in with the worry that we have about the future. So, in order to be fully present and to release the emotional baggage, it's important to take a look at ways that we can review and release our attachment with these experiences. And with positive reappraisal, you can even edit and revise the script so that you feel more positive about what happened, or you feel more potential about what could come to pass. And so this takes a bit of a page from a wonderful woman whose work I have enjoyed for years, a mentor who has come to be a dear friend of mine. Ariana Rollins is a wonderful certified teacher of the cybernetic transposition process. It's a tactical method of manifesting, and she is the host of the Mindful Manifesting podcast. So if this kind of process captures your interest, I do encourage you to check out Ariana Rollins and her work. She is a beautiful, gentle soul that is really taking a stand for everyone to get exactly what they want in this life. And I just think it couldn't come from a better person. So I love Ariana's work, and in cybernetic transposition, you really have that opportunity to develop more tools if this is a process that you feel could really benefit you, because so many of us bring a lot of stories into the present and let that old story shape what we think we can write for ourselves. And we need to clear the slate. We need to heal those old wounds. We need to release those old situations so we can be unencumbered and move forward and really create what we have the potential to do, right? We do not need to be limited or restricted by what has passed. So today's exercise is another journaling opportunity. And if you've been with me, you know I love these journaling opportunities because when we start to write, ideally pen to paper, but even if you are typing now in this digital age, we get through the top layer of mental chaos of that monkey mind, and we drop below the surface and we start to discover some things that have been sitting there more quietly and waiting to be noticed. And so I have some text boxes here where you can follow along with this exercise, but please don't let this limit you. If you get on a roll and you want more space to write, then please open up another document, tear out another page, carry over into your journal, and continue this exploration, because I think this is a really powerful exercise if you fully explore it. So on the first take, if you will, right? On take one, I encourage you to write about the original situation. Now, this is, again, an experience that you struggle with from your past. You wish it had gone differently. You wish you might have responded differently. You just want a different outcome. Or it's an experience where you continue to relive it in your mind. Maybe you did not say what you wanted to say. You didn't feel as empowered and confident as you wish you had in the moment. So write about the original situation. And again, this is a space where if you want to go ahead and write, please do let yourself clear the cache and release some of those emotions that you might have been repressing, because we tend to be, mild-mannered, well-behaved kids, no matter how old we are. And sometimes we repress emotions from experiences. That could be a reason why it keeps coming back up for you. So this is your opportunity to let it all out, release some steam, write about what happened, write about what triggered you, what really set you off, what did you take personally, what did you hear the other person say, talk about the emotions that you felt. And if you would like, continue on to explore the outcome of what happened, how you feel that situation impacted you, why it's so important to you. And then we are going to write a new version. We're going to take two on this scene. So now you are the screenwriter and you have artistic license to rewrite the situation. Now, this isn't the kind of toxic positivity where we're just putting a band-aid over it and pretending everything is fine, because if you took take one seriously, then you gave yourself that opportunity to take a look at those emotions. And many times, once we give those emotions light and room to breathe, then they can start to dissolve. Most often, when I see people struggling with emotions, it's because we feel like we have to repress them. We feel like this isn't a suitable time or place to let them be expressed. So this is your opportunity, because after you've cleared the cache, after you've given this emotion some room and space and opportunity to breathe, now as you come to take two, you can feel a little less triggered, a little less activated by the situation, and you have a little bit more perspective. Now you have the grace of a bird's eye view. And I encourage you to write about the situation with this benefit of 2020 hindsight, right? With that rear view perspective that always makes things a little more clear for us. Consider who else was involved in the situation and their viewpoint. What made you react the way that you did? Perhaps what might have made them react the way that they did. Write about, in this second take, write about the ideal outcome that you would have liked to experience, as if it is happening that way, as if it happened that way. You can use the past tense, or you can write it in the present tense, as if it is happening right now. So if, for example, you're talking about a situation, say there was an auto accident, minor auto accident, you get over to the shoulder, there was an exchange of words, it became heated, you felt threatened by the other person who was involved, you felt like you didn't speak your piece, you're ruminating now about this, you always get taken advantage of, bad things always happen to you. In this second take, you can write about this. You get over to the shoulder of the road, you prepare yourself, you take a moment to collect yourself, you get the materials that you need, you get your phone in case you need to take a photograph of a license plate or anything with the interaction, you can take some notes, and you approach the person. You take a deep breath, you can see that they are shaken, you ask if they're okay, you encourage better behavior out of them, and perhaps they are more willing to bring their better behavior. You feel cool and confident in yourself. You have everything that you need. You are safe. You know that help is on the way, and you have a better ability to come into this situation with the outcome that you desire. You get the information that you need. It turns out to be a more calm interaction than the first take that you might have experienced. And you can start to reframe this, right? So even if that initial situation, the example that I just pulled out of thin air, so apologies if it's not as robust as it could be. In the initial situation, things did not work out the way that you want them to. In this second take, you have the creative license to respond a little bit differently, to have a little bit more perspective and perhaps a little more control in the situation, to respond differently and to bring about a different outcome. Now, we're not pretending the past didn't happen, but we're giving yourself the practice of behaving differently in a situation, so that if previously you felt disempowered, you felt victimized, you felt less than and incapable, in this new version of this situation, you can practice being a more calm and confident and centered person who reaches the outcome that they desire. You see where the benefit can be here? So we're not ignoring the past or pretending it didn't happen, but what we're doing is moving a little bit closer to enveloping and embodying the ways of being that you would like to move forward in the world. Because sometimes with manifestation, with affirmations, we struggle with them because they don't ring true. And so this is your opportunity to help it feel more true by finding more ways that this can be true for you. we go. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to miss anything if I moved away from the page. And so by finding the possibility that it could be true, that you behaved in the way that you desire, that you had confidence and calm, and that the other person met you in the same way with respect, it helps us believe that this is true, that this can be true moving forward. Because a lot of times a bad situation colors the water, right? We get a drop of ink from feeling threatened or feeling disempowered. And that's the water then that we're kind of looking through or drinking. That water that has tinted the way that we perceive the world. If we can remove that color or make it a different color, then we can bring that perception and new expectations to life as we're living it. So I hope you're feeling how this exercise can help you to release some of the struggles you might have with past situations, to reframe future situations and what is possible there, and just feel some benefits. So I hope that this is something that lands well with you. I would love to hear how this experience is. If this is a brand new invitation for you, if you've never done anything like positive reappraisal, please let me know. If you have any questions, please do drop those in the comments. I will circle back and answer those or address those in tomorrow's video. Tomorrow, we're going to be taking a look back. We're going to be taking a look back. We are up to day 14, so we're reaching the end of our second week, and life happens pretty fast. So we're going to take a day to look back over all the mindfulness exercises, the opportunities to support ourselves that we have done together through this second week of our process. Or if you need a day to catch up on a day that you might have missed, this will be a great one for you. I will be joining you live online for the next 3 days, a little more civilized hour. So that'll be 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern time. I'll be here live on the 3X Less Stress channel on YouTube and in the Live with Less Stress Facebook group. And I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for making this time for yourself. Thank you for joining me. And until tomorrow, take good care of yourself. And I'll see you on